Some days, the atmosphere behind the scenes in football changes all of a sudden. Fans can feel it, even without reading a single headline. It's as if the air gets heavier, like something big is about to happen, but no one says a word. That's exactly the feeling hanging over St. James Park in the past few hours. And, believe it or not, a recent move by Newcastle United may have triggered a domino effect, directly disrupting the plans of none other than the mighty Manchester City. What seemed like just another low-profile signing could actually be the spark that blew up a multi-million-pound deal at the end of the transfer window. And if you're the kind of fan who likes to stay ahead of the headlines, now's the perfect time to hit that subscribe button. Your subscription keeps this channel alive, informative, and proudly black and white. Click the button, turn on notifications, and stick with us. Because what we're about to reveal shows just how influential Newcastle has become in the transfer market, even managing to derail the plans of the Premier League's biggest giants. Over the past few weeks, while the press was busy speculating about names like Gordon or Livramento, Newcastle's board was working quietly and precisely. Eddie Howe, together with the club's top decision-makers, defined a very clear transfer profile: youth, pace, development potential, and immediate impact. Based on that, talks with Nottingham Forest moved forward, and fast. So fast that it caught everyone off guard, even other top Premier League clubs who had been discreetly keeping tabs on the same player. We're talking about a player who at first glance may not seem as decisive as a centre-forward or a midfield maestro, but in a team that already boasts Gordon and Isak in attack, adding this new name could turn Newcastle's front line into one of the deadliest in the Premier League. This player not only put up impressive numbers but also showed remarkable adaptability in recent months, enough to catch the eye of Pep Guardiola himself. But this time, Newcastle got there first. Yes, it's official. Newcastle United have reached an agreement with Nottingham Forest for the signing of Anthony Elanga in a deal worth £55 million. The news was broken by trusted transfer journalist Fabrizio Romano. Elanga, 23, arrives at St. James Park after a standout season with Forest, where he scored 6 goals and registered 11 assists in 38 Premier League appearances. A solid campaign that attracted plenty of interest, but the Magpies acted quickly and strategically to seal the deal. And this signing may have disrupted something much bigger. Here's where the plot thickens. With Elanga now gone, it's highly unlikely that Nottingham Forest will agree to let go of any more key players in this window, and that directly impacts Manchester City, who are eyeing Morgan Gibbs-White. The English midfielder was seen as a top priority by Pep Guardiola, especially after private conversations between the two during last season's FA Cup. City were willing to wait for the right time to make a move, but that time has passed, and it's passed because Newcastle struck first. According to sources close to Manchester City, Guardiola's camp already expected negotiations with Forest owner Evangelos Marinakis to be tough. The initial £70 million asking price was seen as steep, but there was hope a deal could eventually be worked out. Now, with Elanga offloaded, Forest are unwilling to lose another major asset. The club's board believed that letting go of Gibbs-White would weaken their squad ahead of their return to European competition in the Conference League. And they're not under pressure to sell, as the player is under contract until 2027. If you've made it this far and still haven't subscribed to the channel, now's the perfect time to join our community. Not only will you stay updated on everything happening in the world of Newcastle United, but your subscription helps this content reach more fans around the world. One click gives you access to behind-the-scenes news, detailed analysis, and exclusive updates. So don't wait, subscribe, turn on notifications, and stick with us. Gibbs-White was high on their list because of his quick adaptation and familiarity with English football. But now even City's board admit that deal is off the table. And this is where Newcastle fans need to realize just how big this moment is. By signing Elanga, the club not only strengthens its own squad, it also directly alters the plans of one of Europe's most dominant teams. It's a clear sign that things have changed. The Magpies are no longer just part of the Premier League elite, they're actively shaping it with bold, calculated decisions. That kind of influence has rarely been seen from clubs outside the traditional Big Six. What's even more fascinating is that this isn't the first time a Newcastle move has disrupted the market. Last season's attempt to sign James Maddison, for example, ended up complicating the plans of clubs like Tottenham and Arsenal, who were also keen on the midfielder. Now, with Elanga, the ripple effect goes even further, shaking up the strategy of the English champions. It proves that the project under Eddie Howe is gaining more respect, more fear, and more attention from the Giants. Speaking of how, the manager has made it clear that his vision is to turn St. James Park into a fortress, and to do that, it's not enough to simply retain players like Isak and Gordon. The club needs more. It needs players who can contribute on the pitch and inject competitiveness and energy into the squad. Elanga, with his youth and drive, could be exactly that type of signing. A player who pressures defenses, never stops running, and celebrates every touch. The kind of profile that excites both manager and fans. With that, Newcastle's attacking trio for the 2025-26 season is starting to look downright frightening. Elanga, Isak, and Gordon, 3 fast, creative, goal-involved players with a hunger for victory. Even better, they're all still young, with room to grow and potential to become club icons. This lineup could push Newcastle into a whole new competitive level, not just fighting for a Champions League spot, but actually chasing major trophies, just like the fans have always dreamed. If you want to keep up with all the twists and turns in this story and many others that could shake up Newcastle United's squad, stick with us here on the channel. Your subscription is what keeps this content going strong, bringing exclusive insights, sharp analysis, and real talk from one fan to another. So hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, and drop a like, because this journey only makes sense with you on board. So, Magpies, what do you think of Elanga's arrival? Do you believe he can make the difference alongside Gordon and Isak? And what about Man City? Will Guardiola find a quality alternative to Gibbs White? Leave your thoughts in the comments here. Every fan's voice matters.